Let's see if I can see and hear myself. Boo, 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 boo. Okay, okay. Hello, and welcome to Asia Now. Today I am doing a live stream from the beach. So if you're just joining, feel free to. Am I live? Ah, I am. Uh, yeah, just gonna get sorted out here, and then we'll just do a random talk. This was last second. I decided to do a live stream because it's a beautiful morning. I'm out here taking the weekend off. Not really, but at least not doing the usual content. So, um, yesterday, a villa here in Hua Hin, Thailand, which is honestly is becoming one of my favorite cities, just because of the laid back vibes, the night markets, the proximity to the beach, obviously, the amount of options when it comes to rentals. It's just a nice place and doesn't have that like stigma of like Pattaya, right? So if you're not into nightlife and partying and all that, this is a real cool place, and it's always been like a retirement destination for a lot of people coming from the west, especially because of the golf courses and all that. But I think it's really becoming even more popular as time goes on. Yeah, awesome. Elite PC Tech, one of our regular viewers from Asia Now. I'm gonna put this down a bit. Is out here. Let me show you guys a bit of the beach before I continue. Slowly turn this around. You know what? I realized I could just press the back camera on this. So I'll leave this like here for a few seconds so more people join in. And I'll try to figure out something to talk about. Nothing too much going on, but I figured why not? Jimbo says, wow, it looks peaceful. It is, guys. This is a beautiful place. It is very peaceful. I just, I like it here, man. Elite PC Tech says we had a week's respite from winter. Now it's getting cold in the middle of America again. Yeah, Canada's the same. A buddy of mine sent me a couple weeks ago a picture of like a snowstorm. He was asking me if I missed that. I said, no, thank you. I do not miss that. Yo, there's like a fine, I mean, there's always attractive women, but god damn, there's a somebody around here walking around and it just makes me want to like re-question my life decisions, bro. But yeah, that's just my man talking. I don't really talk about dating too often in Asia now, but god damn. God damn, god damn, god damn. I need some kind of funds to be approaching women like that. But here's a monk on the beach. What do you guys know about this? The man's collecting some merits, some food and whatnot. Okay, let's get back onto this. So I guess next time I can just press this camera here. Where are we at? Reverse camera. There we go. Okay. The angle's a bit off, but whatever. All right, so if you guys join us after the live stream, there may not be too much to talk about because I'm simply, there's a dog here, relaxing. Hey, that's a good boy. You got a collar, buddy. Hey, bud. You limping? Oh, the dog is limping over here. Whoa. Are you seeing me or the sun here? I think it's the sun, right? Let's switch it to the dog. This is a beach dog. I don't recommend always petting these dogs, but I don't care. I do it myself. He's limping. He's got a limp going on, so you heard his paw. Ooh, it's a big problem. Looks like it's swollen. See, the sad thing is, like, you can't help them all, right? Like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna take this dog to the vet now. It's got a messed up paw, but then what? I gotta spend another night here, wait to see what happens, and then next week it's gonna get back in the same trouble, right? Or something. So it's heartbreaking, to be honest. So it's some kind of wound swollen on his paw, and there's flies here. So I don't know if you guys can see his left paw there. It's clearly some kind of wound. Yeah, well, he limped off. So, yep, yep. If you got a weakness for animals, a soft person like many of us are, that's one of the things that's going to bother you in Southeast Asia. Many countries, they do not treat the animals like they should. And even if like they do, like, there's so many strays, it's hard to like I said, save them all. And a lot of people try, to be fair. There are people out there actually making a difference, so I admire them. But right now, I'm not in a position to do so. Maybe one day, if I win the lottery, that's one of the things I want to start. Like, it's the biggest fucking animal foundation there is. Um, Funky Monk said, "Hi, Alex. Looks great there. Yes, it's beautiful here." Uh, Sam says, "Hey, Alex from Lancaster, California, on vacation from General Trias Cavite. That's what I miss, seeing attractive and young ladies out here, multicolored hair, nose rings, and overweight." Yeah, women in the West, I mean, the ones that are probably going to be attracted to any average person, it's not really somebody that we want to be associated with. That's the beauty of Asia. An average person come here and feel like they can definitely punch above their weights as they would back home. I don't think that's a secret to anybody. Probably one of the primary reasons why many of us men come to Asia. It is what it is. Your money goes further, and women come faster, even if you're not paying for it. Which I've never. I mean, I don't know how long, much longer I can say that, but maybe one day I'll have to end up paying for it. But so far, I've not paid for any women yet like that. Of course, dates and whatnot I do, but not like directly. Here's some money to spend your time with me. So you can still do well here if you genuinely are patient, try to make connections, treat people with respect. You know, you're gonna get a lot of women here. Um, okay, Billy asks an excellent question. Have you explored the DTV visa? Is that an option for you? Yes, sir, it is. I have explored it, and I guess if you guys are lucky enough to be watching this live, I feel comfortable enough telling you I own a DTV visa for Thailand. Yes, I have a 5-year visa here, which is probably why I'm spending more time in Thailand than the Philippines at the moment. Hey, Andre here. Alex, how do you live long term in Thailand? What visa? I'm on a DTV right now, Destination Thailand visa, 5-year visa. Every 6 months, you have to renew it or leave the. I'm just gonna leave the country, come back. It's simpler. So instead of doing visa runs, which is getting strict, I just do a just not even a border run. I usually go to like a neighboring country every few months, anyways. So for me, it's like the perfect visa. Um, what else? Hey, shout out from Tarlac, Girona. Oh, I didn't know it was a city named Girona in Tarlac. Um, yeah, guys, let me just give you guys another quick look at the beach over here. I'm gonna try to do a bit of this is gonna be very relaxing, guys. No weird stuff in this live. I really don't have much to talk about, anyways. I didn't come prepared. I just thought it was a beautiful morning. It was chilly earlier. Now I'm sweating already. And I share this like beautiful moment with y'all. You guys gonna see my pit stains any second, but it is what it is, man. Can't have it all, right? You can't complain with the heat, can't complain with the cold. Feel bad for that dog that's gone now. But yeah, his paws all kinds of messed up. There's some ladies down that way, but kind of far. So New Year is gonna be wild here in Thailand. Actually, the CNN is reporting from Thailand, live from Bangkok, Siam, Paragon, I think, or somewhere. But yeah, already. Okay, Billy. It feels like high season for sure. Right now, December, the airport is jam packed. All the cities are filled with people. Hua Hin, Pattaya, Phuket, Chiang Mai. These places are like pretty much unbelievably um, packed right now. One thing I don't like right now is just like beach flies right now. They go attack your feet, you know? It's annoying if they're not moving around. There's a horse down that way. You can rent a horse. I don't like to support that shit, man. Riding horses and these animals, it's kind of like they got to get out of this habit. But there's a bunch of dogs here. There's a bunch of horses here. There ain't no camels though. Uh, BNE 626. Would you retire there knowing healthcare insurance after 70 becomes ultra expensive if available? Yeah. Honest to God, I don't even think I want to live back in Canada anymore. I don't see the point. Well, I want to talk about that for a second, you know, because so one of my biggest things about Asia, because right now I'm not married, I don't have any kids, I work online essentially, and I'm seeing less and less reasons to go back to Canada. Even visiting family becomes less important because of video calls and they got their own lives. And I don't want to travel freaking 20 something hours just to have dinner with somebody in person, right? I know it sounds selfish, but like, unless something severe, drastic happens, I don't see myself going back. I do have a house in Canada and I never thought I would consider even selling it. But to be honest, lately I'm thinking, you know what? It might make sense. For example, if I sell the house, I'll have a lot of money to, number one, start something viable like a business in Asia. Like not, I'm not talking about like a small. I'm talking about like a proper thing, like a chain restaurant or a cafe or something where I know guaranteed. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna pay a lot of money up front, but I know for sure every month that place is gonna be packed with people. I'm gonna have five. Let's just be realistic, $4,000 to $6,000 coming in, and then that's a lot more than me getting $2,000 from rents back home, and I still got to pay taxes because the townhouse. I still got to pay dues and shit, and it just doesn't make any sense. Plus, like, I always thought healthcare, buddy. Thailand's got some of the best hospitals in the world. Instead of me paying into random, I don't know, Ontario healthcare, I don't even know what they cover. Wait months to see a specialist. I told you guys, I got blood work, I got skin condition tack. What do you call that? They scrape my skin. They put it under a lab and they whatever. So blood work, see a doctor, skin test, consultation, and medication. Four types of it because I had some skin issue. $26, bro. $26 can't feed two people at McDonald's in Canada. What are you talking about? So my point is, some of the stuff that I thought was going to be important is becoming less and less important because Thailand specifically has the medical care that you can't even imagine in some countries. Yeah, you pay for it, but I assume you pay way more in the US and Canada once you consider years of paying into some bullshit that you may use or may not use. So if you self-medicate or self-care, whatever, put some money aside. There is still some insurance. There's lots of options. And people do it. A lot of people retire here. Like this is one of the best countries for a reason, right? Okay, they may not have the best retirement visa, but suppose I do marry a Thai woman or something, like I genuinely want to be with her, then that makes sense. Or if I have a business like that, then there are other options for me when it comes to visas. And worst case scenario, I know they're tightening down on visa runs, but if you own a condo or something, it's different, right? So owning a condo here for $60,000, bro, come on, man. Come on, bro. There was condos here for under a million baht. What? What are you talking about? $30,000? Come on, man. Nothing wrong with that. So, anyways, and so school was one other thing. I'm like, what if I want to raise my kids and send them to school? I mean, I don't want my. I'd rather have my kid going to school in Thailand, learning about whatever, than going to fucking Canadian schools where they tell them they could be cats and dogs and meow and wolf and fucking trans this and trans that bullshit. Anyways, so I'll have like a maid or what do you call those? A private teacher, hire a Filipino, come to my house every day, you know, teach my kid and teach me at the same time, you know, that kind of thing. For what, $500 a month max. So when it comes to that stuff, I'm really reconsidering the way I view certain things. I used to think, oh, education, this education, I want my kids to be raised with Western education, garbage. Canadian, U.S. schools are falling behind severely. And then obviously if you want to go to Harvard and some of those elites, whatever, you get some credibility there. But my point is, unless my kid wants to be a doctor, a vet, a pilot, some shit that you need school for, they're not going to school. There's no need for that shit. After high school, buddy, get into business. Do something with your own. Don't give your time to somebody else. Build your own business. Like, focus on yourself. Don't make somebody else's dreams come true. So I don't have that thought as much as I did when I first left, to be honest. So that's just a little something that I've been thinking about. For real, for real. Not a restaurant. I'm gonna be honest. I'm thinking like something like a chain cafe, like an Amazon or not a Starbucks, but Intanin or something where I know it's gonna be, or even like a milk tea shop like Chatrama, like the most popular one in Thailand. Buddy, I'm telling you, there's a lineup every fucking time. There's like 20 people lined up there waiting, no matter what. There's high profit margin, labor's cheap in Thailand, and then it's not food that spoils, right? So making milk tea, it's not an issue. So what is she saying, bro? What is she saying, bro? What are you saying, girl? What's your name, ill? Take that mask off. Let me see them. Anyways, what happened? I went from professionalism to fuckery in 2 seconds. But hey, man, that's just life. What? Okay, Billy said, where are you happier, Thai or Philippines, dealing with daily life? Daily life? 1 billion% Thailand. It's a piece of cake. Yo, you want ice cream right now? Somebody would deliver it to you right here. No cancellations. No calling you. Hey, where are you, sir? No, nothing. On the beach, bro. Right now, get fucking ice cream delivered to you. First of all, in the Philippines, you can't even get ice cream delivered probably. Like my point is conveniences here that you don't really have in the Philippines. Unfortunately, it is just the reality. You have way more options here. The competition is much better here when on any industry. Thailand. The thing about the Philippines, once again, women, visa, and English. Those three things are pretty much unbeatable in the Philippines. And then even those can be questioned, right? So a lot of people are having problems. Wait, let me show you guys the horse first of all. Yeah. Hmm. All right. Well, what are they talking about? Yeah. So even those three things about the visa situation, a lot of people are getting upset that there's no 6 month extension, and then the prices of the visa extension continues to go up, and that is not a good taste in travelers' mouth. Not because of the price itself, but because of the inconsistency, the increase in fees repeatedly, and the fact that sometimes you get charged one thing, sometimes you don't, depending on which office you go to. Something may happen, and I swear to God, if somebody wants to really go down this rabbit hole of this express fee, I guarantee you there's some fuckery going on. It's the local branches that are increasing this. It's not coming from the government, but they're too occupied to care. Like if you actually follow down legally and see what it costs to, like all those places make up their own stuff. I know they communicate with each other, they raise it up. I've never seen a single thing come down from the government of officially saying, hey, something's increasing or whatever. Hey, they got to make money. I get it, but this is not the way, and it's going to cost them in the long run. That's just my opinion. English, okay, English is wonderful, and you can get by if you want to just be in comfort mode, right? That's There's no dispute against that. Although some people consider that even the reading levels of Filipinos are reducing, they can't have like in-depth conversations, all that stuff. Questionable. What's the other thing? The dating. Yeah, I think it's easier to date in the Philippines for sure, but quality may not be the same, right? So easy doesn't always necessarily mean better, right? I think, in my opinion, but depends what you're into. After like running through some women, 10 women a week, eventually it gets boring. Like there'll be days when I was in the Philippines, I'd really have 3 dates in a day, and I just at some point it gets tiring, you know. Man's looking fit. What's getting into the gym saying? Let me read some of your comments while I do this. Oh, I can't watch this on my TV. That is weird. I guess I'm doing this like vertical landscape stuff. The Alpha Cat says, Magandang unga po. It's a beautiful day. I can't read for shit here in Tagaytay. Hello. Agreed for something there. I said, thanks for saying that about not wanting to go back. I live here in New York and I sometimes feel forced to come to visit family, but honestly, people have their own lives. They do. And let's not forget, like, let's be honest, if they really want to see you, who the heck doesn't want to come to Thailand or Philippines? Let them come on a vacation, you know? Let them put the work in, let them put the effort in. It's got to be a two-way street. You know, you can't just be the only person. I know it's easier for one person to go back, so I understand, but at some point, you got to also live your life. BNE says, keep in mind that Canadian exit tax on the sale of your property. Yeah, that's all bullshit. Fucking, I feel like home in the Philippines, young, fresh global travel. Yeah, a lot of people do. For me, find it hard to live full time in Asia. The pullback home is care for aging folk. Yeah, I'm not there yet. I don't really know. So to be honest, I know it may surprise some people, but I'm still in my 30s. I know I'm pushing it, 39 years old. So luckily my health is not an issue. But at some point, if I have to reconsider Canada, then okay, I'll go retire in Canada. But you guys want healthcare and old age care? Ah man, go to Japan. Japan is basically my top number one country right now, if I'm gonna be honest. Like if I had the money to live permanently in Japan, I would not leave that place. Everything in Japan operates like a 100%. And Japan is a place I'm definitely going back for sure. And I had spent 2 months this year alone, and it was quite the experience. And speaking of 2 months, Vietnam just overtook Thailand this year in tourism. Malaysia's number one. Things are shifting a little bit, you know. And a lot of it comes down to Chinese tourists, but there's a lot of places to visit. You can't just focus on like Thailand or the Philippines, you know, one place. If I had the option, like many of you guys do, which I have a monthly income, I would not stay in a random city more than a month. Go out there, man, and go explore. Just check it out. Don't settle for something immediately, right? Um, Even if you meet somebody, tell her to come back in a few months. If she's like the one, then she'll wait around. She got nothing to do, nowhere to go. Bring her with you if you have to. But the point is, like, there's so many beautiful places, man. A couple more years of doing this, hopefully, then I can be able to just not do it and then travel freely the way I want. Let's read some comments and do this. Yeah, don't start a business in the Philippines. I would not start a business in the Philippines either. Restaurants harder for sure. Looking good, brother. Thank you. Arab Ach- Achiklar. Definitely Turkish man's over here. I still like a Philippine woman. Who doesn't though? Hey sir, where's your cool relaxing drink? My cool relaxing drink was actually a morning coffee, and then I'm here with the water. I don't drink, so for me it's all good. Um, Maybe after this I'll pick up some kind of latte or something. But no, I don't drink alcohol. That is. Elite PC text. I would also recommend getting and reading a good pharmacology textbook if you are going to self-medicate. Good man and woman is a good choice. When I say self-medicate, I didn't mean like, apply my own ointments. My point was self-insured, what I think I want to say. To save some money in case something goes wrong. Yes, a franchise business, right? That's what I'm talking. A tea shop, a coffee shop is better than a full-scale restaurant. Yeah, definitely not a restaurant. I used to work in restaurants. I have a lot of experience in restaurants. I manage restaurants. I served, bartended, cooked at restaurants. I know all about it. Profit margins are slim, and you can have good season, bad season. Eventually, people get bored. They want to try new things. You got to constantly update your menu. Make sure you have the perfect price point, and then that's if all your suppliers maintain their stability. There's just too much going on with a restaurant. Okay, Billy said, for me, English is a big factor. I feel Thai women are still lacking in that area. Overall, they are, but enough of them speak English that I think, yeah, your dating pool reduces for sure, but the quality rises overall. And then, you got to put in the work, bro. Put in the work. Tagalog is far easier to learn than Thai. Yeah, the language is not even a question. Where you at, dude? Philippines? No, I'm here in Hua Hin. Hua Hin, Thailand. About 3 hours northeast of Bangkok. Can I swim? Yeah, good. I mean, I'm not a great swimmer, but yeah, I can swim. Where are the least amount of Russians in Southeast Asia? Probably the Philippines. Cryptomundo, peso inflation sucks. Philippine tourism losses value. I cannot disagree. Okinawa would be good. Yes, yes, Okinawa. Anywhere in Japan. It's amazing. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm considering it. Part of me says quit YouTube and focus on doing like a regular job, 3 hours a day, and still be enough for me to survive. Because YouTube is very time consuming and it doesn't pay well. Of course, it pays enough to live not comfortably, but live like the way I live anyways. So if it wasn't, then I wouldn't be here. But um, I never got out here to be rich. I never got out into YouTube to be popular or rich either. So as long as it pays for my bills, allows me to travel, I'm going to continue doing it. It is very time consuming. That's the one thing that I want to cut back on. So that's why I tried the other format. Didn't really work out. Understandable. Although I didn't give it enough time and practice the skills needed. Oh, shit. I just dropped my water bottle cap. Damn it. Well, the good thing is, I got me a nice little pocket over here I could put this bad boy in. Yeah, so, there's a lot of things to consider. I don't know which country I'm going next. I'm going to go to Europe next for sure. I got to do some family things. And then after that, while I'm there, I might check out. I've been to Turkey, Istanbul multiple times, and I love that place. But I might go to like the Eastern European countries after, like Bulgaria and like Czech Republic and those places. Maybe see what that's all about, right? Romania. Maybe not Poland. I hear they're racist, but I'll go anyways. I'm sure if you're just respectful and nice, what can they say, right? Yeah. My face is burning, bro. I'm burning in the heat. Shad says nobody goes in that water. Yeah, they do, bro. This girl was just swimming like a second ago. But it's the waves are pretty strong, so I don't think anybody swims over here. It's mainly for jogging and whatnot. There's two people swimming over here, mainly for pictures, though. One thing about a lot of places in Thailand, places like anywhere basically in Phuket for sure, even Hua Hin and Pattaya, they got some incredible resorts and like hotels, man. Some like 5-star top-notch places here. So if you got the money, you don't got to deal with us common people. Our freaking, you can live nice. You can get value for sure out here. Okay, Billy says, where do you see the direction of YouTube news vlogs or expat interviews, etc.? I think it's gonna be the same pretty much for the next little while because okay, it's a big. If you want some background, YouTube is a business, right? So they also want to make money. They make money when they have viewers, and if channels cannot maintain their viewership, those channels don't get promoted as much on YouTube because YouTube doesn't make money from having them there. So that person will get less views. That person will eventually stop making videos, right? So they basically have this opening revolving door. Every day, month, week, whatever, they promote new YouTubers to see if that YouTuber can capture a wide audience so YouTube can make money because they also have big servers. They can't continuously host everybody's videos forever, right? So they only want to have a handful of viable, successful channels. So that's what you'll see. Like, how does one channel have so many views or subscribers and somebody else that might have an amazing content, they don't, right? There's too many factors, but the point is, number one thing from YouTube, unless they change themselves, nothing's gonna happen. Number two is like, just when people start to see some of the maybe over embellishment of the vlogs. Oh, everything's amazing. Like I'm telling you, Jollibee doesn't taste good to me. But I'm not gonna get out there and like. But some people do. They get out there and say Jollibee's amazing, spaghetti's awesome, or whatever, right? Because they don't want to offend people. They want to get views and tell them it's money. So at some point, if people start to notice that being basically a lie, or people just lose interest in the country because tourism doesn't have its value, vlogging and all that will go down a bit. if all the men are getting scammed online because the women keep scamming them, the dating videos may not do as well. So I don't know. I think it definitely is on a decline as it is. You'll see a lot of channels that did amazing during COVID or a couple of years after slowly dip. But for the future, Netflix is going to start streaming. So if people shift platforms, right? Freedom of speech is a huge thing. I can't even make a news content without bleeping half my shit because it'll be demonetized because they don't want to pay you. So like way too much to get into. I don't know. I think at some point people might see through the garbage that's out there, or the opposite. People consume a lot more because people content keep getting more garbage and garbage. That's why we have people like Johnny Somali, Vitali, those guys are so successful because they put out trash and a lot of younger viewers. I don't know. To be honest, that's a bunch of rambling for nothing. But okay, Billy said Greece is seen the #1 country to retire online. Well, according to online, the Philippines is the #1 country to retire on. So it depends who's making the survey, how many people are they surveying, can anybody vote? A lot of these surveys or whatever, anyone can vote, which means a lot of Filipinos are online. A lot of them are proud people. A lot of Filipinos vote for #1 retirement destination, and maybe 5 actual retirees. So I don't buy any of that stuff. Anything online is like you got to take with a grain of salt. With a DTV within 180 days, do you need to report to immigration life every 9 days as with some visa? Yes. So with a DTV after 65 days and before 97 days, you have to, no, sorry, did I say 65? Yeah, that makes sense. Basically, 15 days before the 3 months and up to 7 days after the 3 months, you have to just walk into the immigration and report. It's free, but they want to confirm your address. And then that's it, because by the next 3 months, you have to either renew your visa or leave and come back. So that's what I do. I don't need to do a second report. Essentially, 1 report a year, and it's free, so whatever. My bad. And then, like, once you do it online, first time in person, once you do it first time in person, then you could do it online as well, once they have you in the system. Yeah, that's an excellent point. Elite PC Tech says the problem is that real news and data vlogs like yours or the former Philippines Info channel is not as popular as the channels that are peddling a fantasy like SGP. Yeah, that's the obvious reason. That's an excellent point. That's something I think I wanted to say, but I didn't say. My market, my audience pool is extremely small compared to other channels, which would be much general. Like, that's why if I put out a video about, like, for example, the last one I did about the weather, it was very popular because weather in the Philippines is general kind of information. But me talking about Americans being murderers or kidnapped, that's kind of specific to a handful of people. And people that don't want to hear it, they simply don't need to watch that channel, right? So this is another thing. I don't know if you guys can see this horse. Yeah, I think I've captured whatever it is to capture as far as news in Philippines and English and my method of delivery, right? So some people like slower talk and maybe longer format. They may be into other channels, but overall, I don't think I have much more of a reach than I have right now. So I think I'm doing my part. Yeah, I think my editing can be better, maybe some better imagery, but then at some point you just putting in way too much and not getting enough in return, right? So for what I'm doing, I think at this level I've captured what I could. What the heck, says Alex Live? Let's get the likes up. Yeah, guys, take a second, hit the like button, double tap your screen. Um, that's it, man. Do what you guys gotta do to get this some eyes on this. Let's see. Is the only cost for the DTV the one-off fee of 5K bots? Is it 5K bots? It's like 500, 5 times 3. No, you gotta, the application fee is the thing. So I think it's about $400, $250. I can't remember how much the application fee is, but after the application fee, that's it. You just gotta have about 18,000 USD in your, no, 14,000 USD Now it's 15 probably with the exchange rate in your bank account. You got to make sure that you have some money and you have a stream of money coming in. Greece is a hard currency nation now that they replaced the drachma for the euro. What? I didn't even know that Greece is using euros now, but I know their economy was not doing well not so long ago. Klinsky says, bro, where the fuck am I going to get my news? Buddy, you're going to have to do what I do. Scrape through the internet, find them. It's not easy. Nobody goes to that water. Okay. So we got a couple people in the water. That's it. Right there. Them two right there. Them lovebirds. We got a white woman jogging on the beach trying to stay fit. Try to be competitive with all the Thai ladies. She got to do harder work and all. Oh shit, what did I drop? Okay, so there's also another dude way in the water over there. Should I go in the water? You guys want to see? Oh shit, my fucking napkin. Everything flying off. A couple people going in the water now over there. The argument happening. Anyways, I hate the ocean. I don't hate it, but I had one bad experience. I dropped my phone in the water because I was taking pictures of somebody, and yeah, it wasn't a good time. Good time. Anyways, say hi. Hello, Mark. My face might be too close to the camera, huh? Using AI more now to support your channel. I don't use AI as far as what you guys might be able to see on video, but I use it for the background, gathering information. So, for example, if I see an article, I copy and paste it into AI to summarize it for me, and I tell it to make a YouTube monetization guideline friendly. So it does a lot of work for me that way. I also, if there's too much background noise in some place, I can isolate my voice using AI. So stuff like that, but not as far as imagery and visuals that you can see. And yeah, mainly through the research process and the editing process, I use some AI. All right, all right, all right. We got 20 people checking in. Not bad, not bad. Just saying hello because there's no regular video today, so I figured I can't stay away from you guys. I got to put in the work. Got to stay relevant in the YouTube algorithm. Actually, I don't even think it matters. But I'm thinking of something else. Going back to the Philippines, doing a different type of street interview. Because the dating and the expat stuff is fun, but it's a lot of work on my end. And at some point, I'm just not comfortable talking to 22-year-olds. Online, that is. On camera, I should say. The creep factor starts rolling in for people that don't know me or don't realize that age isn't that significant in the Philippines. But the point is, I have this different idea, but I don't know if I'm going to do it yet. We'll see. If all else fails, then back to the Philippines, back to the streets, back to the grind, with new format of interviews coming out. Because living abroad is just like reactions to other people's shit right now. More specifically, Rafi Tofel. And I think it's kind of, I like doing it because it gives me a chance to rant a little bit and maybe provide some information for men that haven't been to the Philippines, that don't know all the ins and outs. Sometimes I forget that what may be common sense to me, a lot of people might experience for the first time. I've never been there, right? So, for example, I never once told people to carry smaller notes for taxis, like 100 or 50 or whatever, because I always assumed everybody knew. But recently on like Reddit, a couple of people mentioned that they ended up paying 1,000 pesos because the taxi driver didn't have change. That's like the number one scam basically there is. But I realized not everybody's been to the Philippines. Not everybody knows this. So sometimes it's a good reminder to tell people, yeah, so always make sure you have smaller banknotes because nobody's going to give you change back. Like some of the stuff like that. So I don't know where that came to my head, but oh, the reactions is what I'm talking about. I still blame men for the by the end of it all. As far as dating and scamming goes, nobody's forcing us. There's no gun to our head, so we don't have to give money to anybody. And as long as we don't do that, You can't get scammed if you got no money, right? That's what my perspective is. Oh man, yesterday did some barbecue. Well, we ordered some ribeye and what's the other meats? I forgot. But some steaks on the barbecue with charcoal. Turned out delicious. Sprinkled some Montreal steak spice. Brought some gravy on the side. Yeah, beefed it all up. It was great. Okay, Billy once said, single life versus dating in Asia. What do you see the pros and cons? That's also an excellent question. So it depends, like, what are you looking for, right? Your age depends on your, for me, for example, it would be difficult to be in a relationship because I'm constantly moving. Unless I'm with someone that has an online job, because I'm not at the stage in my life where I'm going to take on somebody's complete financial responsibility. I'm not that guy, bro. I'm not paying for you, your family, and the neighborhood, basically. Even if I had money, it'd be very, you got to be somebody extremely attractive for me to go on and take that responsibility. Number one, because I just have more pride in myself from that right now. Number two, I'm relatively in the younger like age bracket right now. I can still pull women without having to just only use money. I always pay for things. That's not what I'm saying because I'm a man. I never allow a woman to pay for dates and stuff like that. If we go somewhere, but I don't buy them iPhones. I don't send them allowances. I don't do shit like that. So for me, if I'm dating somebody and I want to be with them in a relationship, they have to be either flexible, working online, or understand that I'm doing what I want to do. And if you want to be okay with that, great. If not, then we're not going to be in a relationship. I'm not the type of guy that just tolerate shit from women just because they have something I want, you know? So, and that doesn't mean I treat them like shit. That just means I just know what I want and I gotta find someone that is on the same wavelength. And when I'm single and dating women, I have two categories I put them in. One person, which I only see them as short term, which at that point they can simply meet me either for a coffee, then back to my place, or that's it. And the second woman, which I find, okay, this is like wifey material. This is somebody I can see myself potentially being with long term. So within the first 5 messages, even within before I message them, I kind of have an idea which category they fall under, and then I proceed that way. You know what I mean? So it's simple. If someone says, "Hey, I'm not in your city," I'm not bothering with that. If somebody's not within 15 kilometers of me, like radius, I'm not bothering with that. I don't care how good looking you are. I'm not gonna go waste my time if I have no intentions of physically being with that person. Messaging me every day, "Hey, good morning, babe." Fuck that, yeah, man. I don't have time for that. But like, so it depends what you want. Do you want to just talk to women? Are you bored? Are you lonely? You're looking for a wife? For me, the benefits of being in a relationship is you have trust and comfort, right? You don't have to worry about where she at, what she's doing. Are you safe? Is she running through other men's? Is she scamming me? I've never had that concern because I don't allow women to scam me. Check out the balls on the horse, bro. Holy shit. Holy, whoa. Gigantic cojones over there. Um, but the fun thing about being single, of course, you get to meet many different women, and I enjoy the courting process. Not because I'm gonna get the girl flowers. I'm talking about the game. I like basically the chase. I enjoy talking to women that are significantly more attractive than, let's say, me or whatever. Actually, I find it easier talking to good-looking women than I do to average women, because usually average women have this like defense, this wall. They're shy. They have something they don't really know how to converse. Whereas in like attractive women get approached quite often. And for me, the game is to get them to agree to be with me without me offering any money or whatever else. So, and I never lie to women. I do the opposite. I tell them I'm broke, like stuff like that. I don't have no. People take pictures with Ferraris and shit. They see me in t-shirts 24/7, bro. This is me. So when somebody's into me, they're into me for either my sense of humor or like, I don't know, my confidence, even though I'm like not a guy that should be confident in some ways, typical chat or whatever. But yeah, it's a whole big scenario over there when it comes to dating. Hey, what the heck says, how long will you be in Thailand? I'm in Koh Lam. Oh, I'm going to be here a little while. Going to be a little while, actually. It might be a couple months probably, and then I got to go to Austria, so Germany area. And after that, we'll see what happens. What is more popular on your channel vlogs, Thailand or Philippines? Definitely Philippines. The Philippines is more popular because that's where my channel blew up. So most of my audience comes from the Philippines. English is another factor. If I make a Thai vlog, like nobody in Thailand is gonna watch it. So that already like reduces some of the views. But yeah, Philippines is more popular. LDR, I don't believe in LDR. Okay, Billy, LDR is hard work. If you meet someone that lives far, it's hard work. It is hard work. But why get into a relationship with somebody that you can't be with? I don't understand that. So if she can't come to you or you can't go to her, why are you starting a relationship? Is she the only person on the internet on earth in Thailand or in the Philippines? I don't understand that stuff. I want to wake up next to somebody or be with somebody, hang out with somebody. I want to know what they're up to. I want them to like partake in my life activities, not to just be online till 3 o'clock in the morning for about 4 hours of video calls. And I know some people can't be with them, so that's different. My point is, if you're someone like me that has the freedom to travel, it wouldn't make sense to be in an LDR. But other people that are working that can't quite get to Philippines more than a couple times a year, then I'll try to do whatever I could to either be in the Philippines or whatever I could to get her to back to Canada. But I wouldn't just like, if you're saying don't bring her back to Canada, then you're not in a relationship for the right reasons. If you don't trust your partner enough to be bringing them back to your country, then why are you in a relationship? I don't understand. Why you marry somebody you can't bring back to your home country if they're not that trustworthy? Why are you getting married, right? That's one thing I never understood about people. Like, oh yeah, divorce breakups happen everywhere. So just because you don't bring a girl from Thailand back to Canada doesn't mean the girl you're supposed to be with in Canada is not gonna break up with you or cheat on you or leave you or take half your shit, all that stuff. So people like that are weak men. People that have zero control in a relationship. People that have less to lose, because there's always a power struggle in a relationship. Whether you like it or not, it's there. Even if you don't admit to it, it's an underneath thing that's always in a relationship. One person always has more interest than the other person in a relationship. And you don't want to be the person that is more interested in her than she is interested in you. Because at that point, you become replaceable. And it's very, very hard to find people that have equal interest in a relationship. It's always going to be at least like that one small percentage if somebody wants you more than you want them. I don't have women problems, man. That's one thing with me. Woman problems not my thing. If I have a problem with a woman, she's gonna hear about it. She's gonna fix it. If not, then I'm out. Like it's not. I don't invest myself into a woman. Like nobody in my life is worth more than me. So, and that's not trying to be a dick or a narcissist, but that's just reality. If you can't operate that way, you're gonna be taken advantage of in your life. And I'm not that guy, bro. Any issues in your travels with being brown? Which country would you avoid? That's a good question. Not particularly. I mean, some countries they. So listen, people that think white privilege doesn't exist are either lying to themselves or just in denial. Like that's a thing. And I'm not white, but I'm a Canadian. So a lot of countries, just being Canadian already puts me on a different bracket when it comes to dating, jobs, experiences, even how I get treated at immigration. You'd be surprised how many people passports they get questioned, they whatever. But as soon as, even though I'm brown with a beard, my Canadian passport is a huge flex. So when you have an American, a Western country passport, you're just shooting at a different target, and it is what it is. And I'm not gonna sit here and hear people that say no, it doesn't exist. Not, you don't want that to be your whole like only focus. You don't want it to make it like the only thing you're worried about is your passport or your nationality and all that. But racism also is a real thing. Just because you're not racist doesn't mean other people aren't. You know what I mean? I don't see color. That's true. I don't care if you're black, blue, purple. That don't matter to me. But it doesn't mean other people feel the same way. So for me, it's never been an issue except for one time in Georgia, right? So the country of Georgia, I've had the most intense type of interrogation and why are you coming here? What are you doing here? Kind of thing. But in fairness to Georgian authorities, I was being a smartass when they asked me how long will I stay, I said something like, I don't know yet, maybe 1 month, maybe a year, because I knew the Georgian tourist visa is good up to a year. So I'm trying to be funny, just like I knew, like at the end of the day, I know I'm gonna be fine, but I didn't have to make the corny ass statement. I could have just been like a month. But it was true at the time. I didn't know how long would I be staying here, but I didn't have to be that honest with immigration. I could have said a month, they would let me go. But then they're like, okay, what's your job? Where's your money at? How much money do you have? Why are you coming here? Uh, have you been here before or whatever? I'm like, yeah, all that stuff. So Georgia was the only country. Um, Aside from that, not in Japan, not in. I'm trying to think of other European. Not in Portugal, not in Spain, not in Austria, not in Germany. Which other European country I've been to? Uh, I can't remember. Yeah, I just know I get treated better than I would back home in any of these countries. But back home, I mean like Canada. Canadians are polite, but I don't get any special treatment. Where I do get special treatment being out here in Asia for sure. What is going on here? All right, guys, ask your questions. Feel free to let me know what's on your mind. Um, I'm just trying to see the chat here because sometimes the chat only picks up on the top comments and not all comments, so I might miss something. I didn't set a goal today for the super thanks, super chats. That's all good. We're just relaxing. No need to do anything extra, right? Um, well, man, the night market here yesterday, the cicada night market, geez, it was busy, man. It was so hard finding parking. And then after that, it was just so uncomfortable. There was nowhere to sit, shoulder to shoulder. I'm like, I started to realize night markets are not really my thing anymore. At least not in Thailand. It's just too busy. They got to like way too busy this time of year with the holidays. Let me get out of here and come back. Maybe that way it refresh the chat. That's weird. Okay. Um, okay, Billy says, how have you found to make friends in Asia? I personally, I'm not really a social guy. You know, I am, but like, I have a very small circle of friends that I trust, and I don't need new friends. You know, so for me, it's always been by chance. Like, I met um, Stephen and okay, so like the people I meet are usually either by chance. Like, I don't go looking for friends, right? So sometimes on the street during interviews, at little gatherings. But the good thing about Asia, there's a lot of these expat groups, and you could try to like, they have meetups once, twice, 3 times a week. You go have a coffee, meet people. I know California expat John there doing a great job and with his crew. There's always going to be pockets of people you can become friends with if you want to go through the vlogger YouTube direction. For just everyday things, I would highly recommend the app Meetup. So it's free and you can talk and get with like-minded people through Meetup. It's a great place to organize events and attend events. For example, if you're in Bangkok, you want to make some friends, so go to Meetup app and just put in Bangkok, and you'll see all the groups and activities that are happening within the next day, week, or month. And for example, language exchange, you get to see a list of people coming. It's 20 people going. The locations at this bar or cafe, you go and you say hello, and everybody's like with that intention of exchanging language. A lot of times, it's not really about that. It's just about meeting new people. Maybe hiking activities or sports or movies or whatever it is. They have groups, so that's a good app. Facebook groups is another thing, or people that drink. If you're a drinker, you like drinking. Of course, the bars. You strike a conversation with the next local expat, some kind of thing. It's too many ways, but for me, it's not an issue, and I don't really care for friends at the moment. So if somebody talks to me, I say hello. And if they want to keep talking to me, I continue saying hello, but I don't go reach out for new friends right now. So self-insure for medical care if you use a company, would you recommend it? I have right now, I am using a company, I use Safety Wing. They start off pretty cheap at about 49 bucks. I think now it's about $59, so it's still, it covers for emergency like travel, medical, even emergency dental care, it's not bad. And I had no issues with them. Luckily, I've not yet made a claim through Safety Wing, but overall, I've also been a sponsor of them, but I was using them before they reached out. I've done 2 promotional videos for them, sponsorships, but even before that, I was using Safety Wing, so it's okay for me as a single man traveling. Oh, another good way to make friends for sure is hostels. I've only stayed at a hostel once, and it was the most fun I've ever had. And I thought maybe age would be an issue or whatever, but I've seen people like seniors just going through hostels. What's up? Yeah. Oh, where are we at? Nope. Horses. So yeah, hostels are a great way to make friends no matter what age you are. So no problem being brown. Actually, if anything, um, having a beard has helped me. People, women are interested in beard that most Asians can't grow a beard. So um, what are we talking about? So yeah, it's not really not a problem. What else did we ask? All right, guys, we're gonna do this for like a couple more minutes. So feel free to ask questions, say anything, and I'm gonna wrap this up. You know what? We're gonna wrap it up right now. I'll be back tomorrow, maybe with the usual content if I can get back in time to Bangkok and make some videos. If not, then I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for asking the question, guys. See ya. Bye. Huh? How do I end this? There it is. You think I would know after